Dave from Fouled Up Waterfowlers here, the most respected exclusive duck hunter on the net. Man, that's not even true, because well, I hunt geese too. In all seriousness though, I like to say that I don't know anything about anything, but let me tell you what I think. And today I want to tell you what I think about what I believe is the best dog blind out on the market today. It's called the Switchback Dog Blind by Waterfowl Junkie. And let me tell you why I like it. It's advertised for three purposes. One, it's a great low profile dog blind. What makes it really good is that it has a screened vision port all the way around it. So that when your dog is in the blind, he can look through the screen to see the ducks and the action on the field. Now, if you have a regular dog blind that just has the opening at the front, what you find is your dog creeps on you all the time. Pretty soon he's got his head out the blind so he can see what's going on. Pretty soon his front shoulders are out of the blind, and he'll just keep scooting out until you do a correction. Well, this dog blind, the dog can get inside it, see through the screened windows, and is less likely to want to creep on you. The second is that it has a steel gate that can be added to the front of the blind. This serves two purposes. One, it can be used for a young dog or a dog who breaks to be kept in the blind in the field, and you know when you're going to release the dog. The lever you push, it opens the gate and the dog can come out. That's what I fell in love with on this blind, because I have a young dog and I take him out with my older dog Bear, who's very well trained. And by well trained, I mean he only breaks about every third or fourth hunt on one flock of birds that'll land in the decoys. Otherwise, he's pretty good to stay there until I release him for the retrieve. Boo, my new dog, won't do that. He'll creep out of the blind, he'll walk out of the blind, he'll walk out, he'll bust the birds as soon as they start to come in. So I got this blind, now I'm able to keep him behind the gate and let Bear work, still have him exposed to the birds and let him see how this is working down. And then I can hold Bear back on every third or so retrieve, get out and let the gate up, hold the dog, tell him to stay, give him the command blind to stay in the blind, and then I'll say okay and let him out to go do the retrieve. Through this process, very quickly, I've gotten Boo to be much steadier in the field. I don't use the gate now. I have the front V-cut section on it, so I use it just like a regular dog blind. The other way you can use it, which I think if I would have had it when I first got Boo, used it just as a regular kennel in your house for the pup. As long as you got a pup that's not too bad on chewing, this will work well for him. And then the transition to the field is extremely easy because it's the same kennel he has at the house he has in the field. Right now I'm going to show you how to put this, assemble it, and then I'm going to show you how I modify it because I don't use anything right out of the box. Okay then, here's the blind as it comes out of the box. There's three parts here. The first is there's actually two parts of the frame. The front and the back of the frame have slided together through these connectors. Okay, once it's put together, you just lift up on this lever bar. It allows it to lay flat for when you're transporting. Pull it up. That stabilizes it in the up position. There's two doors, as I spoke to earlier. One, the door I'm currently using, which is a zip-in V-front door for the dog to come in and out. The second door is a gate. This gate is easily addable to the frame, has a bungee cord strap to spring it open, and I'll show you that in a moment, how it hooks on. And the next is the cover. Just slide that on like a sock, Has some Velcro turnovers that allow you to secure the piping into it. Alrighty, I got it put together. Took me about a minute, maybe 2 minutes tops. Here's what it looks like. I got the zipped in V-cut front dog entry. Here are the vision ports I was talking to you about. I'm going to show you how the gate goes in. First of all you do is quickly unzip the V entry. Then take the gate, put it right over the gap here. There's 4 turnable bolts that hold the gate in place. Make sure they're turned up. Place the gate in. Open the gate, just turn the bolts downward. Now I want to show you a couple of modifications I make, because as I say, I don't use anything just out of the box. I'm trying to make it more user-friendly for me. So the first thing I'm going to give you a tip to do, is consider anyway, is getting your stakes. These did not come with the blind. I went down and purchased these down at Walmart. Tent stakes, like tent stakes. And I'm going to tie those to the 4 corners of the blind. So, when I am getting this up in the middle of the night, early morning, I won't have to fumble around to try to find my stakes that I might have left somewhere else. Alright, the next tip I have is camoing up the blind. Now, a lot of people say start off with mudding it. That's a good way to go. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't prefer it. It does create a lot of mess. The mud will dry and flake off, put a lot of dust in the blind. I just don't like it. So what someone else shared with me and I've started to do is just use ultra flat paint in camo colors from Walmart. You can pick it up for like $3.50 a can, and spray the blind with a couple different colors. I use kind of a dark gray, mud brown, a dark green. And I'll just hit it with a couple of colors. I want to do a lot of lines and X's and just break up the shape of the blind. And what I primarily want to do is make sure that I have no shine from the fabric. Now these blinds start off don't have much shine to them, so it's a pretty easy process to do. Again, it takes me 1 or 2 minutes. I also hit the stakes, and then I'm done with it, and I'm ready to go to my last step in camoing up this. Alright, well, I'm going to show you the blind now. I got grassed. I used about 1/4 pound of raffia grass. Stuff I sell comes in a 2-pound shank. It's very compressed, but it spreads out and does well. So when you see the blind, just remember it's about 1/4 pound, and that'll give you an idea about how far this stuff will go. The great thing about raffia grass is that you get it onto your blind, and then wherever you take your blind, whatever kind of field you set it in, 2 or 3 minutes of sticking some stuff in the vegetation straps, getting up some ground debris and just sprinkling it on. The raffia grass has a way of just holding on to it, giving it a shelf and a place for it to stay, and it'll blend in quickly. And I've used this stuff from corn fields to barley fields to wheat fields. I've even had it in potato fields, and it'll blend in very quickly with not a lot of effort. So it's one of my tips I tell a lot of people. Pre-grass your blinds, dog blind, your layout blind with raffia grass, and it'll improve your hide and cut down the time you have to spend in getting your blind hid each morning when you're out there hunting, by 80%. Here's the blind with about 1/4 pound of raffia grass on it. Just enough that when I start throwing some field debris in, it'll cover it right up and it'll blend right into the field easy. You can see the vision ports that Boo will look through and keep himself inside the blind. Blind!